things, it's a huge category, is to stop doing things that we should not be doing, whatever those are. Stop doing things that we should not be doing. And start doing things we should be doing, like fasting. Start doing things like fasting, praying more, rebuking more. Start doing these things. But stop doing other things. And I teach it, and the more I teach it, the more it happens. So I don't know whether to stop talking about it or what. There's one big enemy, and it's becoming more enemy every day. And it seems like the more I talk about it, the more the crucified way people bow down to it and accept it and use it. There's the big ones, the ones that are over, the physical people that are over Clinton and overboard. There's different organizations. They're called Bilderbergers. They're called the Illuminati. They are black witchcraft groups that are into high Satanism. And they're the power-hungry men on the face of the earth right now that are going to set up the government so their one ruler, be it Maitreya or whoever, can come on the scene. But these are very powerful people. Okay? They have their meetings every now and then. Guess who goes to those meetings outside of Clinton and all of these government people? Guess who else goes to these meetings and have been sworn to secrecy throughout the years? TV station owners, newspaper owners, and magazine owners. New York Times, Los Angeles Times, Time Life, Warner, Turner, all of CNN, NBC, ABC, all of these people go to these meetings and are part of these groups. So are they going to be feeding you the truth? On a newscast, will they feed you the complete 100% truth?
No.
So why look at it?
Understanding is upside down.
Our understanding is upside down. Just the news. Why look at it? You can listen to the radio and get the news. And silence fills the sanctuary. Because that apparatus is the apparatus of the enemy to prepare the minds. And I taught in one of the last sermons, I taught in Saragossa, and probably got ran out of Mexico for, was teaching on television. I have those tapes in Spanish. Nobody has asked for those tapes. Take 1, 2, or take 2 and 3. Nobody has asked to buy those tapes on the television. But in those tapes, you want one? In those tapes, I taught about subliminal messages. Subliminal messages. You know what subliminal messages are? How many know?
I know.
Who does not know? Should somebody not know who they are? Okay, these are messages that they can put in the airwaves, or they can put in the video, and you don't know that it's coming to you, and they can brainwash you, and you not even know it. Day after day after day after day after day after day. Besides the literal brainwashing of a twisted reality. The economy is okay. The economy is increasing. Everything is fine. Don't worry. Everything is okay. President Clinton has it under control. And all of this is being put out, and all the time it's crumbling and going to pieces. But you're sitting there saying, oh yeah, give me another pizza, hand me another Coke, and going to sleep with the masses. So if it's not subliminal, at least they're brainwashing the public with their twisted newscasts. And they twist them in a way where they make Christians look like fools, and make the death dealers look like saints. And all of this is going out and hitting day after day after day after day after day after day after day. What's going to happen to your minds? You're going to believe it? You're going to be twisted? You're going to be changed? And you're going to think you're okay. Because it happens on a subconscious level. She said you're going to believe that what is bad is good and what is good is bad. You're going to believe, you're going to twist the truth to that point so that you can fall in with them. So that's one big one. Sister Hicks has said if you own a television, to watch it as a television. That if you own a television, you're looking at the television, you will not go to the rapture.
Hallelujah.
She said that many times, and she said it just again recently. You will not go to the rapture. Why? Because you're being polluting yourself with all of this trash. And besides that, she also said there's 2 demons on every television set.
Sex and violence.
What are they?
Sex and violence.
What are the programs on television?
Sex and violence.
Walt Disney and how flowers bloom and how to build a house.
Yeah. No, I got one like that.
Right.
What are all the
In the
others?
morning.
3:30 a.m.
Right.
on the 29th of February. What are most of the programs about, one way or the other?
Sex and violence.
Sex and violence. Even the comedies probably, I don't watch them, even the comedies. The funny programs probably got a lot of sex in them.
Cartoons are violent.
Cartoons are horrible.
The other day I was watching Batman. I was just stunned. This lady comes across and she just drop kicked Batman. I'm sitting there going.
Everything is
Hermana,
I'm sitting there going.
en los babies también influye la televisión, aunque sean niños. En los babies.
Because she's asking, does the television still affect the little children?
Yeah.
And there's spirits that are coming out of those, they're coming out of those programs. There are spirits that are coming into the music, the vibration. And our mind is a sponge at this age. We are a white or a green, we are a green chalkboard, blank when we are born. And every detail we absorb into our being when we are very young. He will never be able to say what he heard or saw, but that impression is in his subconscious mind and will affect him to be a Christian or not a Christian when he grows. If he hears fornication, adultery, rock music, violence, gunshots, bombs, cars exploding, murder, screams, all of that's going into his subconscious, and it will affect him. It will. And the older he gets, and the more he sees the older programs, the other things, it will affect. So I can't emphasize that too much. You've got to get the strength to get rid of that thing, or put a cover over it and use it just for videos, Christian videos for educational purposes. But you must. Because the other thing What did I say a while ago? We've got to deal. We've got to get cleaned out. We've got to become holy vessels. How can I be holy if I'm putting trash in? Garbage in?
Garbage out.
Garbage out.
How about the Christian channel?
The few times that I've been able to see the Christian channel, I have not been very impressed with it.
They're worse than actual regular television. Some of the stupid people that they put on there.
When I was hooking up my VCR once, I put it on there so I could have something to check. And this lady was on the beach in a swimming suit with hymns doing aerobics, making a complete scene of blasphemy and sacrilege. God did not give us hymns to do our exercises with. He gave us hymns and songs and spiritual songs to lift up the name of Jesus.
Amen.
And here she is naked, in public. And this was on a Christian program. And the others I've seen, it's all bushy-haired and
Wow.
makeup and earrings and tight dresses and short dresses and pride, 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 pride. They're out there for themselves, not for Jesus. If Jesus uses them and reaches people, that's God's mercy. But they're not right with God. And they will be judged. Their house will be passed through the fire. From what little bit I've seen in people's homes, I saw videos here and there, people showing this or that. I got some sent to me. My brother in Redwood City, Maria's husband, sent me some videos with some of these programs on it to see this thing about the end times and all that. And some of the preaching and all that. And I got to, what is this? And it's amazing. It's amazing. So even Christian, and that's one trick of the devil. Oh, you're just going to watch Christian programs. Just keep it in your house for Christian programs. Is that all you're going to watch? No? There's a football game on Sunday that's a championship, or there's the Rose Bowl parade you want to look at, or oh, something happened, we've got to see the news for this or that or the other. Silence. But think about it, because you cannot get rid of the garbage if you keep putting it in. You cannot get your head straight to understand the lies of this last age if you're being fed those lies every day on the newscast. You can't get your head straight. You'll start believing what they're saying. And you won't see when the truth is put up this morning. So how do we get ready? We get ready, prayer, praise, word, and stop doing these things. If there's other things that you're doing that you know are unpleasing to the Lord, whatever they might be, whatever God's got His finger on, whatever it is, I won't say it because I want to touch too many other toes, but the way you dress, the way you fix up yourself. Maybe that's a problem. God wants us to be holy.
Yes, He does.
God wants us to be holy.
Amen.
He doesn't want us out on the beach showing off our nakedness, making all the men around us fornicate and commit adultery in their thoughts. And there's a saying in Spanish, el que coge la pata, the one that is guilty is not just the one that kills the cow, but the one that holds the cow. So anybody that participates in a sin is guilty. So you might say, oh, that brother, he's just way out. He's thinking bad thoughts. And he's thinking bad thoughts because of the way I'm dressed. I am guilty of his sin. He is guilty of his sin, and I'm a participant. I'm not guilty of it, but I'm a participant. I'm guilty on my side. because it makes a woman feel good to make the boys think certain things. Boys, close your ears. But if that's a problem with you, stop it. Stop it. Because that's going to be the hook that the enemy's going to keep holding you back on. And you'll miss the rapture on it. And you won't have the strength to stand. If you can't stand right now for long skirts and a decent dress and long hair, you won't be able to stand when there's a gun placed in your head. It'll be awful hard to stand. And I haven't touched a whole lot on dressing and things like that, but I've touched on it enough that you can kind of get a hint. So we've got to do it. If some activity you're doing, you feel God's convicting you of it. If you're a referee at water volleyball, and you're dressed in normal clothes, if you're there at water volleyball and everybody else is naked and you're watching them run around, you're filling your mind up with things are going into your subconscious, whether you're getting a charge out of it or not, but you're there, you're getting bombarded with things that are not right. Stop it. Step back and be ye holy, for our God is holy.
Hallelujah.
Dr. Calkins, I got a question. Is it considered a sin to flirt?
If you flirt with your husband or wife, no.
Excuse me?
If you flirt with your husband or wife, no.
I don't yet know.
Go get the ark.
Even he wants to know what
Go get the ark. What you're doing is you're calling attention to yourself, and you're probably not thinking holy, clean, pure thoughts when you're doing it. And you're trying to conquer, and you're trying to get him under your power.
to introduce trouble.
And they do you what?
It opens the door for trouble.
Okay? And usually you don't flirt with just one person.
You know, but do you look something?
Did we say we were having a prayer line tonight?
Oh, yeah. The first one of the line.
If you're flirting with that one that's going to be your wife, but you usually flirt with many, many men because it's a thing in you of pride, number one, of sexual attraction, number two. You make yourself a sexual object to that person when you flirt. And the fact that it's not just one shows adultery and fornication roots within you. Because you're not happy with one, you need some more to be satisfied.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
It's basically kind of like the same thing as having 2 or 3 girlfriends at the same time. You can't, there's something in a person that won't let them settle down to one. They've got to reach to this, and they've got to conquer this one, and they've got to hold this one in awe, and keep this one enchanted. And
El problema es que cuando se casan ya no están conformes con las cosas. Quisieran tener otras personas.
when I'm counseling young people, sometimes they ask, is it wrong for me to have 2 novias, two girlfriends?
Yes.
And I say yes, because you're not learning to be faithful to one, and it's showing roots of adultery and fornication that when you're married are going to come out in the real thing. So, any other questions? And again, one of the spirits of this age is the spirit of sex. It's a spirit of sex. It's a spirit of sex. And you've got to fight it. You've got to fight it day, and you've got to fight it every night. You've got to fight it every time you go to school, every time you get in the car, every time you look at a billboard, every time you stop at a cashier place to check out. You've got bombardments all over the place right there at the cashier's station. And if you've got landing area here, those spirits are going to land, and you've got to fight it. So if you've got to fight it, why get yourself into it by there's a certain amount of just natural kind of easy, normal flirting, but flirting and really getting carried away with it. I mean, it's normal for a boy to go like that to a young girl he likes. But then there's other looks in flirting that incite and inflame that are not good.
Dr. Calkins, bad. But when you don't do it, but somebody do it with you, what could happen?
Then you run like Joseph.
And if you like it,
Because Potiphar's wife is after you. Unless you're really serious about that person and you're going to try and make a relationship with them. You better run. And especially in these days, once again, somebody flirts with you on the job or flirts with you here or there. They're not after you necessarily just for a ring and a home and a house full of kids. Amen. They're after you for tonight to get you in that bed. That's the truth. That's the spirit in the world today. That's the truth. What?
O sea que como usted dice que antes los cristianos lo único que nos queda es correr de todo, correr de todo lo que de todo lo que tenemos. Correr. Usó la palabra correr.
Run?
Como confusión, corran.
Run like Joseph. She's saying that's the conclusion of it all. Brother Sal?
Si les traduce a ellos, porque hay muchas cosas, poco lo puedo decir. Yo tengo un testimonio, yo saliendo de una iglesia, conocí una muchacha.
He was coming out of a church and he met a young girl.
Y ella iba a la iglesia, y cuando salí de la iglesia la conocí y me llevó a cometer error, me llevó a hacer una cosa que no debía, y estaba en la iglesia, eso es peligroso.
And this girl led me to make a mistake. and she was a church girl.
No, not me. He's not talking about He's explaining the land.
Es una experiencia que tenía.
It's an experience that he had, so you have to be careful. She was not out looking for him as a husband. She was out looking for an adventure. Because the world today says that that's okay to do. It's the brainwashing of this age. Do it. Nothing wrong with it. Age doesn't matter. No, won't happen to you. You're a Christian. God will protect you.
It's not good to be, would you say, have a boyfriend if you don't intend to get married to the person.
You can have friends, but if there's any emotions down there, it's kind of dangerous.
it's not wrong.
Old people say you never know when you wake up married.
That's kind of a yes and no, dangerous in the sense that you can get hurt if that person's not interested. That's dangerous. If you can fool yourself thinking there's nothing there and end up in sin, that's dangerous. If it's just a friendship, there's nothing wrong with a friendship. But I mean, even, I was going to say between two single people, but you could be single and married and you could still get into trouble. So, it's just, I mean, I won't go into a whole lot of details, but it could be and it could not be. There's nothing wrong with having friends, okay? But if those friends stir up emotions in me, then for my own sake, I would just say, hey, there's no future in this, and I'm getting myself all stirred up sexually or emotionally. Why keep pushing it? And this person's not interested, or that person is interested, but that person's married. Then I break off that friendship. And I've broken off friendships not because I was emotionally involved, but because that person, that married person, was being more friendly than they should.
You just had them all lined up waiting on you.
Los cristianos tienen que estar casados, que no puede una cristiana casarse sin comenzar.
He's asking, should Christians marry Christians? God's word very clearly says we should not be unequally yoked. And that means you've got blood and fire and water. So you look for a girl that has blood, fire, and water. If she just has blood and fire, that's unequal. If she's just saved, that's not equal. You need to bring her up to that realm or look for somebody else.
Una pregunta. Hermano, ¿usted cree que en estos tiempos haya escogido Dios como el apóstol Pablo, que nada más se separaron para trabajar para el Señor, de no casarse y de seguir a Cristo? En estos tiempos hay.
He's asking a question maybe some of you young people would be interested in. He's saying, you think that in time, in eternity past, I made a choice to be like Paul and never get married?
No. No. I did not make that choice in eternity past, so we can just not talk about that. But he might have. I mean, not really you want to, but you want to get married, so maybe you didn't make that choice.
That's what I was going to say. If you want to get married, then you didn't make that choice.
You can't abstain.
If you cannot abstain, you
Alguna vez me dan ganas de buscar una novia para casarme, alguna vez me dan ganas de seguir al Señor y no casarme nunca y trabajar para ahora y no pensar en seguir hasta allá, estar mi vida. Y alguna vez me dan ganas de decir, bueno, más hace falta una esposa, alguna vez, o sea, a veces me queda confuso eso.
He's saying that he's confused because sometimes he thinks, well, I don't have a wife, I'm just going to go ahead and go on in a crucified way, and I'm just going to find God and keep moving on and forget about getting married. Then on the other side, he wants to get married, he wants to have a wife. So he needs to go to Jeffersonville and meet a nice young lady.
Can I share a real quick testimony that might help you? Sister Leora, one of the women from Slidell Christ Gospel, wanted to be married so desperately. But at the point when she finally said, Lord, I'm going on with you. You know I want a husband. If you don't want me to have one, I'm going to be content without one. And this man came just out of the woodwork. And he had been a part of a church that we don't know what it was, but they even had the tabernacle on the wall. He knew about the tabernacle, but he wasn't Christ's gospel. And he just fell in love with the crucified way and her. You know,
They got married.
right? And she's a black lady, you know. So, and she's so happy. And she said when she comes from work and she's tired, he rubs her feet, and Joe is crazy. Joe said if he rubs her feet, you know.
One very important thing, when I was principal in our school, River Falls Academy, when I was principal of our grade and junior high school, right after I came up from Mexico, I had a meeting with the young girls because I was starting to understand, some of the problems in the United States and where it was going. And there had been some problems with sex and all, so I sat them down and I had a motherly talk with them. And they said, they were talking about the rapture, and said, I have to get married. If they didn't want to go in the rapture until they got married or something like that. I mean, in other words, they were going to go out and sin, and they were going to go out and get into fornication because they wanted to know what it felt like and how it was and all of this. And they didn't want the rapture to come because they hadn't gotten married yet. And so that's things that they should have dealt with, and they should have, carnal reason. But our friends have to leave. Is this kind of clear? A little bit. We must deal inside. We must run from those things that are holding us back. We must get sincere with ourselves. Sincere to see, yes, I like this, but it's sin, and I'm not going to keep doing it. Sincere enough to say, yes, but this is hurting me in my relationship with Jesus. I'm not going to do it. And then get out and stomp on these chains and break those bonds and pray in intercession and travail till you're free from these things inside. And God will get us ready. And on the natural side, get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. If we're a different type of class and different type of place and so on and so forth, maybe I could give you some other pointers. Maybe I will before it's over. Maybe we'll have to give some pointers down at the top. Yes. But get ready. Get ready physically. Get ready naturally. How many mountains can you climb on foot? How much can you carry on your back? Get ready physically and run for the cross. Run for the new city. Break the speed limit and make it to the new city. Any questions on this right now that's not clear? And the Lord will quicken more things, but I think it's the basics we covered tonight. Are there any questions? And if you want these other tapes and all, let me know, and I'll send them off to you whenever I get them. Just let me know if you want them, and I'll make sure they're getting out. Let's stand up and thank God. Let's make a circle and we'll pray for the ones that have to leave and go back on the highway. Sister Carlos and Saul and Sister King. You all get in the middle so you can say, keep your faith and give you a chance to keep running on. Keep running to one.